As human beings, we rely on language to communicate our ideas, desires, and concerns for other people. We can't deny a vital role of languages in our lives, but are they just tools for expressing our thoughts, or do they actually shape the way we think? I do believe that language influences but not determines thought. There are many things which linguistic determinists cannot explain. For example, when one speaks two languages, which one determines the way they think? Is such a person have a split personality? Does this also suggest that you cannot think without language? Language is a tool that helps thinking, but it's not necessary for thinking. A beautiful sunset can be appreciated without words. There is an opinion that people find it easier to recognize and remember shades of colors for which they have a specific name, like the words «синий» and «голубой» in Russian for different shades of blue. But it doesn't mean the Russian can see differently, since language cannot change human biological process to see color. There is also a thought that the Hopi speakers are timeless, but Eckehard Malotki, German-American linguist, was only most working in the second half of the 20th century, wrote a book called Hopi Time, in which I went into a lot of detail about the many ways the Hopi people actually do talk about time. Another evidence for the language just influences the way we see the world idea. Study looked at grammatical gender, which is when a language labels noun to be masculine or feminine or whatever. As an aside, English doesn't really have this. This study asked people who spoke different languages to describe various objects like a bridge. In German, bridge is feminine de Brücke, and German study participants used words like beautiful and slender more often to describe it. In Spanish, for bridges a masculine el puente, attitudes tended to be things more like strong and dangerous. These studies show that a language grammatical gender can influence how people think about objects. Language doesn't fully determine the way we think. People who speak a different language from you are somehow not even able to imagine the world the same way you do. That's not great. Language doesn't have to divide the world into neat separate worldviews for it to teach us something important about humanity. So refreshing that really that world here seeing the world pretty much the same in spite of our linguistic and cultural differences. In fact, it might be the one thing that truly unites us.